లైవ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. లింకుని షేర్ చేసు కదా, నాకు రావాలి కదరా. రా ఒక్క నిమిషం. నువ్వే ఓపెన్ చేయని ఫోన్లో.
to the Zenith port, a short spin around the block to reposition that spacecraft where it was being mated and docked to the International Space Station since last November.
Isha Baby official ra.
3.5 minutes away from physical separation.
అన్నం తింటావు
తింటావా మళ్ళా బాక్స్ వద్దు కదా. బియ్యం కడుక్కుంటానే చెప్పు. సరే పో.
తినను, ఇదే తినిపోతా.
Initiate that opening rate for Dragon.
Isha Baby official ra.
For a 9.5-month mission in space. The interface between Dragon and the International
మళ్ళా బాక్స్ వద్దు కదా. బియ్యం కడుక్కుంటానే చెప్పు. సరే పో.
తినను, ఇదే తినిపోతా.
Docking confirmed. On both sides of the docking interface. Freedom is free of its moorings. To initiate that opening rate for Dragon. Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore begin their belated trip home.
Separation confirmed.
Docking occurring right on time at 12:05 a.m. Central Time, 1:05 a.m. Eastern Time.
ఈషా బేబీ అఫీషియల్ రా.
Heading into the home stretch, motion and stability on Dragon as it backs away. Wilmore again for a 9.5-month mission in space. Good opening rate reported by the visiting vehicle officer. Wilmore again for a 9.5-month mission in space. Dragon's attitude control system functioning as advertised.
And freedom on the big loop. On behalf of Crew 9, I'd like to say it was a privilege to call station home, to live and work and be a part of a mission and a team that spans the globe, working together in cooperation for the benefit of humanity. To our colleagues and dear friends who remain on the station, Alex and Baker, Todd, Kirill, we know the station's in great hands. We're excited to see what you guys are going to accomplish, and we'll be waiting for you. Crew 9's going home.
ISS thrusters are verified enabled. To Crew 9, safe journey home. It's been the honor of a lifetime to cross your path up here on Space Station. Your service has been very much appreciated, and we'll miss you, but have a great journey home.
Dragon's attitude control system functioning as advertised.
And if you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. You're listening in to Big Loop Communications between Crew 9, the International Space Station, and the ground, as Crew 9 with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17 hours away from splashdown. This is back into mission control with Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, and the rest of Crew 9 are beginning their journey home on Crew Dragon Freedom. We are just under 17
operations means that we are talking to each other on the big loop. So we did hear those communications back and forth. The big loop, not only the crew on the International Space Station, the crew in Dragon, but also both Mission Control Houston and in Hawthorne. The big loop, hence the name of those communications they're all working together to make sure that they have common communications during some of these dynamic portions of flight. So again, we are standing by for approach. Hence the name of those communications they're all working together to make sure that they have on your screen there we are getting a dynamic portion of flight. So again, we are standing by for approach. When we just saw like a minute ago under point 10 to make sure that they have also in the line of sight there we have dynamic portion of the Canada arm, which is the robotic arm that helps determine bring and utilize the extra spots on the body for the International Space Station. So to recap, the hatches between the International Space Station and Dragon were closed earlier today at 8:05 p.m. Pacific, 11:05 p.m. Eastern. Since then, the crew has settled in and is working to take off their spacesuits for their 7-hour journey back to Earth. The joint NASA space execution bid of portion will go to proceed with undocking and that undocking command will then set at 10 p.m. Pacific, followed by umbilical retraction and opening with physical separation taking place at 10:05 p.m. Pacific. Space Station Dragon is traveling 620 seconds followed by umbilical retraction into space ocean. Dragon has completed 3 of 4 departure burns and has exited 60,000 meters, and we are now away from Dragon approaching the approach ellipsoid, expected to take crash and turn on us for the path back to Earth. Again, Dragon is targeting splashdown off the coast of Florida in the Gulf ellipsoid, 7 p.m. Pacific, 5:57 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, March 8th. Again, Dragon is a portion of a long-duration flight and
Aboard the International Space Station continues unbroken. Sandra? Aboard the International Space Station
thank you so much, Rob, for that update. We
Sandra?
really appreciate you joining us here as you spent your evening in Mission Control Houston. Again, we are continuing to get these views following Dragon's undocking from the International Space Station at 10:05 p.m. Pacific time. That sets us up for a splashdown tomorrow afternoon at 2:57 p.m. Dragon's undocking from the International Space Station at 10:05 p.m. Pacific time. That sets us up for a splashdown. And so we did mention that the crew was busy with a lot of science and research investigations during their time on board the International Space Station. That really is the whole point of the International Space Station, is to conduct science and research investigations, eventually leading to longer duration missions to the moon and then on to Mars.
We're, of course, standing by for any further communications from Crew 9 on board Dragon Freedom at this time. But it's a great opportunity for us to comment on some of the amazing science that Crew 9 conducted while they were on board the station. In total, Crew 9 completed more than 150 experiments, conducting over 900 hours of research. Following their splashdown tomorrow, some of those time-sensitive experiments will be among the first offloaded off the capsule and then returned to various research facilities across the country so that the science can continue.
And in addition to that science, they also completed a few spacewalks, one of which was to actually swab the outside of the International Space Station for microorganisms to see if anything might potentially be able to survive the harsh environment of space, which is pretty interesting. Another one was a spacewalk to remove a radio frequency group, or the RFG. NASA astronaut Sunny Williams was able to successfully remove that, which was a big milestone for NASA. And as you mentioned, over 530 hours specifically dedicated to NASA science between NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams. So that just goes to show the great use that the microgravity lab has for science and research on the ground.
I still can't get over that fact that you shared that it has been almost 25 years of continuous operation on board the ISS. That's amazing.
Yes, over 270
Station
people.
on 2 for PMA3 closeout photos.
I still can't get over that fact that you shared that it has been 20.
Go ahead, Ann.
I just downlinked the card with all of the PMA3 and IDA and Dragon Hatch photos, as well as Crew 9 departure. Those are on SSC 17.
Copy 17.
And just want to clarify, also on 17, I did a whole series of kind of inspection documentation photos before departure, and then a series after departure per the instructions. So 2 different folders with before and after photos.
We copy.
And that was the voice of NASA astronaut Ann McClain, who is still on board the International Space Station, stepping through procedures with the ground to wrap up after undocking, taking some photography of the hatch that the team on the ground will inspect, make sure everything checks out just fine. So we are awaiting the confirmation that Crew Dragon Freedom has exited the approach ellipsoid. We're expecting that here in just a couple of seconds here, really. So we might hear that call out here shortly.
And again, if you're just joining us, the approach ellipsoid is a 3-dimensional ellipsoid measuring 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers in the same family as the keep out sphere. One of the key differences with the AE is that vehicles outside of it have to be on what we call a 24-hour safe free drift trajectory, which means that the spacecraft would not cross into the approach ellipsoid for at least 24 hours again, even if it lost all maneuvering.
That's exactly right. So we'll continue to stand by for that. Now, you may be wondering, what will the crew be doing during their 17-hour phasing? You did hear the call out earlier that they had to go to doff or take off their spacesuits. So they'll get settled in, have the opportunity to have a meal, and try and get some sleep before their targeted splashdown off the coast of Florida tomorrow afternoon at 2:57 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow afternoon. So we are looking forward to seeing them splash down off the coast of Florida tomorrow. So continuing to stand by for that approach ellipsoid exit. Should be hearing the call out any moment now. And that will really end the portion of integrated operations between the space station, Dragon, Hawthorne, Mission Control, and Mission Control Houston as well.
Freedom, SpaceX on the Big Loop. Dragon has now exited the approach ellipsoid and is on a 24-hour safe free drift path. Please make sure that comm is configured for Dragon to ground.
And SpaceX Freedom on Dragon to ground. Understand we're out the approach ellipsoid, 24-hour freedom.
Good confirmations there, both from Mission Control and Dragon.
And again, we did hear confirmation that Dragon Freedom has now exited the approach ellipsoid, or AE, which is that imaginary shape that's three-dimensional ellipsoid measuring 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers in the same family as the keep out sphere. So one of the key differences with the AE is that vehicles outside of it have to be on what we call that 24-hour safe free drift trajectory. This means that the spacecraft would not cross into the approach ellipsoid for at least 24 hours, again, even if it lost all maneuvering.
With that, Crew 9 has officially departed the International Space Station. As Sandra mentioned, it will take them about 17 hours until they make their way back to Earth. So the crew is currently settling, as Sandra mentioned, for a little bit of dinner, or maybe get their suits off before they take some time to rest before returning to Earth. Dragon is, of course, targeted to splash down off the coast of Florida tomorrow at 5:57 p.m. Eastern, 2:57 p.m. Pacific on March 18th, followed by the crew getting picked up at sea by a SpaceX recovery vessel. As they rest up, our teams here will continue to keep an eye on the weather to ensure a safe return for Dragon and our Crew 9 astronauts.
And though our coverage here...
And if you're just joining us, that is it. Crew 9 is officially on their way home. 16 hours, 27 minutes, and some seconds away from that targeted time of splashdown. Now, NASA and SpaceX are getting ready to conclude their live coverage, but that doesn't mean you have to go anywhere. If you are on our Butch and Sunny Return to Earth coverage stream or our Crew 9 tracker, you can stay with us. If you're on a stream that says undocking in the title, jump on over, click the helmet icon for our channel, and join us on one of the other streams. They will be staying live, listening in to station-to-ground communications and the latest updates coming in from NASA. In the title. We will get those updates a couple times an hour for our channel with how things are proceeding other streams. They will be staying live, Freedom, listening in to station-to-ground on their journeys and the latest updates coming in from NASA. Space Station. We will live you inside SpaceX a couple times an hour for our channel and how things transition. And we are now listening in to station-to-ground communications and NASA communications for those updates as we follow along with the final 16 and a half hours of Crew 9. If it's your first time here, though, welcome. My name's Zach. I'm the founder and host here at the Launchpad. Here at TLP, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow because we believe that space is better together. And if you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that subscribe button so you never miss another live launch coverage. In low Earth orbit tracking or mission update streams like this, we follow all dockings, undockings, and return to Earths from the International Space Station, as well as give you in-space mission trackers and more. You can follow along and get updates on the latest space news at tlpnetwork.com, as well as check out the latest on the launch schedule with our TLP launch calendar. Our community hangs out over on Discord, and you can join us. The link's in the chat, and it's free to join us there. I'm going to hop on over and say hello. I know there's some people in general comms, so we'll jump on over there, say hi, maybe answer a few more questions while we follow the final 16 and a half hours of Crew 9's journey. Again, if you're on the stream that says undocking in its title, this stream is ending, but if you're listening on the Return to Earth coverage or our Crew 9 tracker or the ISS 24/7, these streams will stay live as we follow along as Butch and Sunny are finally on their journey home. On behalf of the entire TLP crew, thank you so much for joining us. Stay with us right here as we continue to follow along on Crew 9's journey home back to Earth. Stay with us.
Freedom SpaceX, ground is pulled go for depart burn 2. Burn can be monitored per your displays.